Hey, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever time it is you're watching the video. And happy tax season. It's that time of year where you gotta sit down and go through all your receipts and records and figure out what happened last year so you can put together your numbers for tax season. Now, I just did a video on how to fill out it's called the monthly expense organizer, on how to put all this stuff together for me to work on your taxes. In this video, I'm going to put together a strategy on how to be, we call it audit proof, or to how to keep better records. So in case the IRS come knocking on your door asking for receipts and records, you'll have it and you'll be like, well, I remember Sean was telling me on that video what I need to do. Okay? All right. So let's get started. So one of the things that I have on my website, I try to make this stuff easy and, stress-free. There you go, stress-free. Because I know during tax time, or just taxes in general, for a lot of folks, it's stressful. So I was like, look, let's make it easy for everybody so we all can win. Okay? So today we're going to talk about record keeping. I'm going to keep this simple and short. And bottom line, the video is only about 15 minutes long anyway, so I only got 15 minutes before the video stopped recording. So bottom line, I'm going to squeeze it in as much as I can squeeze in without making it too complicated. Alright, so if you're on my website, I'm going to post this video, which should be on my website. And on my website, you got a couple of options when it comes to record keeping. Now, some people use QuickBooks, which is great. But QuickBooks is a little complicated. Something like that, you kind of got to have some training and some knowledge, which I've had QuickBooks in the past, and it works very well. It's a great software. And some people use other software where they keep a track of their records and expenses for their business, which is great. So a lot of people I talk to, they have small businesses, and they work jobs, and they got side hustles, such as Uber, Lyft, stuff like that. Okay, fine, whatever it is, bottom line, you have to keep records, okay, of what you're doing in your business. So on my website, you got what we call old school. Old school is where you actually write down stuff on a sheet of paper. That's old school, okay? So if you're old school, I'm like, look, fine. I got a lot of people that's old school. So on my website, I have this little form here. It's in PDF form. It's called a daily expense organizer, okay? Now, the IRS would love for you to keep a track of this every single day you do business. Now, you can print out as many as you want. I mean, it's 365 days in a year if you want to print out 365 sheets of paper and use this to keep a track of your business expenses. It's on my website. It's free. You're welcome to use it. Okay? Bottom line, I don't care how you do it as long as you do it. Okay? So this is the old school way. Now, bottom line, the rules are, and we're going to be talking in general because stuff changes based off what you do. But let me just lay the law and make it as simple as possible. The general rule is anything more than $75, you need a receipt. Hope I spelled that right. That ain't great. You need a receipt. So, anything more than 75 bucks, you need a receipt. Okay? So, it ain't like you spending, I hope you ain't spending $75 or more on gas. Your meals, you eating out, I don't think you're spending more than $75 a meal unless you're probably taking somebody else out to eat at a fancy restaurant. Your average daily expenses for most people is not going to be more than $75. Now, what I tell people to do is I say, look, just use your debit or credit card. Okay? The bank is your friend. Okay? At least, now financially not, but just in the tax world, they're your friend. Okay? The IRS, we have to talk about, I try to make this stuff entertainment. IRS, and some people call I run scared. There's nothing to be scared of as long as you know what the rules are. As long as you follow the rules, we're good. We're good. So, the IRS, they love third party because they know you might want to lie or you might not be telling the whole truth, but they know the bank not going to lie for you. So my suggestion to you is when you buy stuff for your business, use your debit card. It's a lot easier. Now, bottom line, what you might want to do is when you start swiping your card, and we're going to talk about that in a second, is you kind of want to separate, and that's what they want to see. They want you to separate personal from business. That's what they want to see. So maybe to help you, and this will probably be your best option, just to kind of prove to the IRS you're serious, you might want to have a business account, and then you might want to have a personal account. That way, when you have a business account, that kind of proves to them that you're serious, you're not playing. Now, if you want to set up LLC and pay the fees for that, fine. That might be a little overkill if you're just getting started. But hey, whatever you need to do to get it done so that you can keep your deductions and not have to have the IRS on your back talking about you playing games and you ain't serious. Okay, whatever you need to do, let's do it. Okay? Because I don't want you having no problem with the IRS. Okay? So, bottom line, first suggestion, if you're taking notes, is you might want to set up a business account and run all your business transactions through your business account, and then all your personal transactions through your personal account. And you might want to set up with the same bank. I have one with Wells Fargo. I have several personal accounts with Wells Fargo, and I have several business accounts with Wells Fargo, and I separate the two. I set the example. How I'm going to tell you to do something, I'm not doing it myself. So, hey, bottom line, that's just a good suggestion. And if I ever get audited, guess what? They can look at all the business accounts and see all the expenses I got for my business account. It just makes life easy. Okay? All right. So, receipts. Anything less than $75, you don't need a receipt. Don't even waste your time. Now, what most people do is they keep a box of receipts. Well, that ain't going to cut it. Trust me, if you get audited, they're going to look at you funny and say, oh, we got you. Because that's not what the rules say. Now, I'm not going to read the rules today because I ain't got time to read no rules, but trust me, I know what the rules are. I've been doing taxes for a long time. I know what the rules are. So bottom line, like I said, anything less than $75, you don't need a receipt. But like I said, your best friend is going to be the bank. So swipe, 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 swipe. Use your debit credit card. Okay? So, on this sheet here, it's called the Daily Expense Organizer. It breaks down all your general business expenses. And on the first section here, it talks about transportation, travel, and other expenses. So we got parking. Now, I've been out of town. A lot of places you go to, especially if you stay in a hotel, they make you pay for parking, depending on what hotel you stay at. Auto rental. Now, obviously, if you're going to be paying for parking, most times you got to pay that at a machine with your debit card. When I go to Atlanta, I go to Braves game. I love the Braves game. But when I go to the Braves game, I got to pay for parking using my debit card. Okay? It's going to show up on my bank statement. Auto rental. You can't even rent a car without a debit card or a credit card. Really, a credit card. So, you don't have that. Airfare. Most of the time, you can't pay for airfare without a debit credit card. You don't have that. Taxi, bus, train, or other might be Uber. If you got to pay for that, most of the time Uber is with an app. That's going to come out your account. All of that stuff is covered electronically. Gas and oil. Most of the time you go to the gas station, use your debit card at the pump. Sometimes you got to go in and pay for cash. Okay, fine. You might want to get a receipt, but remember the rules are anything less than $75, you don't need a receipt. So, bottom line, if you fill your car up, don't put more than $75 in your car. That's my advice. That's my advice. You don't need a receipt, or use your debit card. All right. Repairs and maintenance. That's probably going to be oil changes. Average oil change, normally about $50-$60. You still don't need a receipt, but bottom line, use your debit card. If you got to repair your car, that might be a couple $100. Use your debit card. Okay? Alright, whatever other repairs you got for your car or transportation. Next section, overnight. If you're going to stay in a hotel, breakfast, if you had breakfast. Remember, when you go out of town, I always tell people to not eat by yourself. Make sure you eat with somebody else. That's the rule. If you try to write off your meals. Now, if you're out of town and you're doing business, it's a little different because bottom line, they understand you got to eat while you're out of town doing business. So sometimes you can eat by yourself and write that off. That's why I'm going over this with you now. So if I go out of town And my main purpose, and that's the key, because some of y'all like to lie. Ain't got time for lies. I'll tell you the truth. If your main purpose for going on that trip is business related, for example, if I had to go to a seminar in Miami, okay, and the seminar was at a hotel, and at the hotel they have a restaurant, and most of those restaurants are upscale, and the meal's gonna cost you about $30-40 for you to write off the meal. You have to kind of eat at the hotel because you don't want to go too far and miss the seminar, because the seminar is at the hotel. Now you can write off the meal because your main purpose for going to Miami was the seminar. Okay, cool. Now you can write off breakfast, you write off lunch, you write off snacks, all the food you had at that seminar. And sometimes what they do is they throw the food in the seminar to make you pay for the whole seminar. That way you won't have to go nowhere else and leave the event and waste time getting lost in the city or end up getting back to the seminar late. So they make you pay part of the cost of the seminar. They throw in the food so you can stay right there and eat. So you're already paying for the meal anyway. Okay? Great. Lodging, that would be hotel expenses. Laundry, if you're going to wash your clothes while you're there. Tips, if you leave any tips. I leave tips. Just a note here. You might want to leave a tip for the person that cleans your room. They would greatly appreciate it. Okay? Alright, now, they want to know, where did you go to? What city were you at? Miami. Where? Seminar in Miami, the city, Miami, purpose. Learn more about taxes. The IRS has conferences every year. I went to the one last year in New Orleans. Okay, great. What state? Florida. Great. Put it on there. Or, we'll talk about the electronic. I'm just doing old school right now. Then you got other expenses. This section here. Business gifts. If you give away something for a discount or for free, that's considered business gifts. Considered business gifts. So what I do around Christmas time with the kids, family members, and friends, I'll get a gift card. And the general rule for gifts, I'm not going to go over all of that today, but the general rule, the max you can give away in gifts to an average person, just to a person, is $25. That's what the number is right now. Now that might change. As far as I know, the minimum or the maximum you can give to anybody, stranger, whoever, is $25. So when I buy a gift for somebody, I make sure it's less than $25. Okay, great. Now, if you want to get around that, anything more than $25, it has to go to a business. So then, for example, if somebody you know has a corporation or LLC or another business, you can give them a business gift for $100. Okay? And then you can write that off, but it has to go to a business, not to a regular person. Okay, if you want more than that. All right. Next thing, education costs. Dues and fees. Supplies. You're going to have some supplies. Not every day, but you're going to have some supplies. Postage and shipping. HBBE, that's, like I said, can't break everything down, but HBBE stands for Home-Based Business Expense. So that could be pens, paper, ink, stuff like that. Okay? For your home. And then business gifts. If you're going to give away a gift to somebody, they want to know who you gave the gift to. Alright? And you see on this sheet here, who, what was the business purpose? Hey, I have people that send me clients and referrals all the time. Hey, what was the purpose? This person sent me a referral for taxes. This person sent me a referral for hair. This person sent me a referral for a client. Whatever it is, you got to put down what was the business purpose behind the gift, or they will send me a referral. And why? Why'd you do it? I wanted to show appreciation. Oh, it was a wedding gift. It was around the holidays. It was a Christmas gift. People do gifts all the time. All right. Then this section here talks about your mileage. If you're going to write off your car, you have to write down where it says here, and this is key, because the IRS want to catch you in lie. ODO stands for odometer begin and end. So you have to write down every day when you basically pull out the driveway, you're supposed to write down your odometer reading. Where is it at when you pull out the driveway that morning? And then ODON, which means when you pull back in the driveway, the ending of the odometer. And then they want you to tell the story. Tell them what happened. Contact, purpose, destination. Who'd you go see that today that we was talking business to? Hey, I went to see John, and he stays about 30 minutes away from me. Okay. What was the purpose? We talked about taxes. I got his tax forms. Oh, we talked about referrals. It got to be business related. And the destination. What was the name of the city that y'all went? Okay. I live in Navarre, Florida. I met him in Pensacola, which is 30 minutes from my house. Okay. They want you to be specific. And then BUS stands for business miles. PER stands for personal miles. So, for example, if you did 100 miles a day, out of the 100 miles you did today, how many of them is business related? Well, I went to church. That's not business related. What happened after church? After church, I went to the mall and met John. So then now what happens is when I clock in is where I met John at. I met John at the mall. So now I can write off my business miles from the mall back home, which probably be 20 miles. So out of the 100 miles I did today, 20 from the mall to my house is business related. See? That's what you need to know. All right. You write that down. Okay, now, you got to do some math and running numbers on that. That's why I said it's old school, but hey. And then the last section, because I got 3 minutes left, the last section is entertainment. Who you ate with, or what entertainment you went to the basketball game, baseball game. I love baseball. Go Braves. Where? Atlanta Braves. Why? At the Braves game, we talked about getting referrals. And I spend money on the meal. Yeah, them hot dogs are $10 or more. Cocktails if you drink. Yeah. Home if you're at home. Show other, etc. Okay. That's how you keep records. Audit proof. So, on my website, now I just went over the old school. You see how long that took. New school, same thing, same information, same rules. It's just digital. So on my website, I'll post a link. It's called the Cash Flow Manager. It's abbreviated. Cash Flow Manager is normally around $10 a month. It does the same thing you do on paper. And you better not lose that paper, because if the IRS asks you for it, you ain't got it, you're going to have some issues. So, oh Lord, you better not lose that paper. All this stuff is online for $10 a month. You just type it in, okay? And there's a lot of stuff automated for you. If you got recurring expenses like your cell phone, internet, cable, all that stuff recurring, it just pops up. It just reminds you. All you got to do is press a button to confirm it. It's a lot easier, a lot less stress. But bottom line, oh Lord, I made it through. Oh man, 1 minute left. I did it. Yay, Jesus. Oh, that's how you keep good records. All right? Audit proof, good records. All right. Well, hey, we had fun today. Now you know what you need to do. It's a whole nother year, or whatever time it is in a year. If you haven't done it, just start doing it today. All right? On the website, I'll put the link, Cash Flow Manager, around $10 a month. It's worth it. Tax deduction too. Have a good one. I appreciate you taking time to watch the video. We'll talk soon.